Hello, this is Angela Brown, and I am doing Unit 2 Journal Assignment. And this assignment is about transparent, um, transference, and counter-transference. I want to talk about a patient that I had, and well, let's talk about, first of all, counter transference is a motion that a patient puts off on the provider. It's the provider may remind them of a someone in their personal life, and the provider may remind them of that person, or from looks, perfume, cologne, uh, something small as earrings. Anything can be a trigger to for a patient to kind of have some type of emotions. It could be an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. It can be um, positive emotions that the patient has, or negative emotions where they find themselves where they is intrigued or like the provider in some form of way, or where they dislike the provider. And then the same for countertransference. That's where the provider feels a certain way about the patient because maybe they remind them of someone in their past that they maybe a best friend or a boyfriend or girlfriend or such, or someone in their past that they didn't like. So those emotions can be transferred onto the patient from the provider. And so, for example, so have I ever experienced this? Yes. Um, it's funny, I did this assignment last term in my program. No, actually, last term in this program. And so now that I have a better understanding, I can now say for sure, yes, I've experienced this. And my situation was I was speaking with a young lady who was going through a divorce, and she was telling me her story. And I, you know, kind of felt bad for emotions. I involved my emotions. It was more than empathize because I provided like a scenario of my personal life of something I was going through and tried to relate with the patient. And so that's where counter transference, where I experienced counter transference, where my emotions and my personal information, and it just got too personal. You're not supposed to share information with your patients. You're supposed to keep it professional. You're So for another example, if you're like, she's talking about her situation. So I share a story where I talk about my situation, and now, that can cause the patient to not only deal with therapy. She had depression and anxiety and all types of things. So she already has her own stuff, that she's thinking about and going through. So now I share my story, and it could possibly cause more depression or thoughts of what she's going through, what I'm going through. Like, I can put more stress on the patient, and I hope I did not do that, but that's what can happen. So I think if you ever experience this, or if I ever experience this again, I think that I can continue seeing the patient, for the simple fact that I know better now, and I will just keep it professional, keep a client, patient, a provider patient relationship, keep it professional, and keep my personal experiences and business to myself, and don't share that with the patient. even though it probably came and it was, like I didn't mean anything about. I came from a good place, but it wasn't professional. So I will continue to learn and continue to be aware and not counter trans counter. I will not counter use counter transference. I will avoid by learning, educating, and being aware of what I'm presenting to the patient. Thank you.